In this lesson, we're going to be doing the second half of Wind Cries Mary. We're going to be concentrating on the solo and the outro. There's some specific licks in the outro that would be good to know. So the first half, we studied the verse, the main chord progression, and now we're going to concentrate on the solo. So the first thing to know is what he's soloing over. So the solo section goes F, E flat over G, B flat to A flat 3 times. So it's he kind of plays these major licks over the B flat and the A flat. Okay, so it does that 3 times, and then it goes to a G, then B flat, then D flat, then F for 2 bars. Okay, so that's the chord progression that we're soloing over. And he uses kind of a theme here. It's a repeating kind of thing, these double stops. So that's how it's going to start. And the first chord is F, and here we are, kind of an F pentatonic major position. So you're going to borrow the 13th fret of the B and high E strings, and hammer on the 15th fret of the B string. And then we have, so he's borrowing the 8th fret, still high E and B strings. So it's 8, 10, 8, 10 on the G string, back to 8. And then you do same type of thing as this, but you're going to hammer on, pull off, and go to the 10th fret of the G string. So I'm hitting both the high E and the B strings. So it's okay, then we go so it's 12, 10, 12. And then a quick hammer on from 10 to 12 again on the G string. And then a pull off from 12 to 10. So we have like that. One more time. Okay, so then each time for the first 3 passes through this F to E flat to B flat to A flat, he's going to start with the same thing. So it's going to do that all 3 times. The only thing that changes is the little lick at the end. So the second time he goes so that's 12 on the D string, hammer on from 10 to 12 on the G string, back to 10, then you do hammer on from 10 to 12 on the G, 10 to 12 on the D, and on the 10 there. So it's okay, then we go back to this. And that's the last one of this kind of lick he's doing. So the last one is just 12, and then hammer on the G string and the D string. So those 3 together, so we have that. Then we have I think I did that one wrong. The second one is. Third one. Okay, so now we're at the point where it's going to the G chord. So he's going to jump up here to G pentatonic major. We're going to do the same type of lick we did on F, but we're going to do it on the 13th fret and 15th. I'm sorry, not 13, 15 and 17. So you hammer on, then hit the 15 on the high E string again. And then a similar thing with the double stops here, but we're going to just move it, everything kind of moves up a whole step. So it's 10s to 12, 10, 12, and then 2 of those. Hammer on, double stop from the 10 to the 12 on the B string. So we have, one more time. So this is over the G. Then we move to the B flat. And over this, he's going to play a little chordal kind of thing. He's basically just outlining a B flat. Major chord, 7th fret, 6th fret, 6th fret. You're going to hammer on the 8th fret of the G string. And then pull off to the 7. And you don't have to be so specific about what you're hitting there. You can kind of hit that whole chord or just single notes out of it. That's that part. Now it goes to D flat, and he's going to play a little pentatonic run there. It's going to start on the 12th fret of the B string, full bend, and then you're going to go 11 on the high E to 9 on the B. Then you do 11th fret G string, full bend, 9, 9 on the B and high E strings, and then another bend on the 11th to 9 on the G string. So it's okay, and then we're back to the F for the last 2 bars. So here, you're going to go back to this. Those are the last 2 bars. So we've done that before. Another kind of double stop. This is different now. 13th fret B string, 12th fret G string. You're going to hammer on. You don't have to hammer on. You can pluck them all. You're going to put your 3rd finger down on the 14th fret of the G string. Then hit 15 on the D string, and then back to that again. So and then we have this little run. That starts on the 10th fret of the D string, 12, 10 on the G, then it's 13, 12. And then you can slide off from either the 15th fret here on the low E string, or G is here on the 10th fret of the A string. And we're back to the verses. Now, one thing I didn't cover in the first lesson that I wanted to go back, one little thing he does that little thing. And I wanted to show you what that was because that does stand out. So when you're playing in this position here on the C, you're just going to add your pinky to the high E string on the 10th fret and chromatically walk down to the B flat. So you can add that in really anywhere you want to do. But he definitely does it in there a couple times and it sounds pretty cool. So now let's take a look at the outro. He does some specific things in the outro. So when we get to the outro, he's doing the... But he's doing different stuff over it, okay? So the first thing he does is... And then he goes... The regular thing. Then we have a little... It's really, I think it's a bass lick on the record, but... Whoops. So that's the whole outro. Okay, so the first thing is this double stop slide, because we're on right here. It's over that part. So it's 8 to 10 and back. And then you bar the 10th fret like you're barring like playing a major chord. D, G, and B strings. You're going to hammer down on the 11th fret B string, 12th fret D string, and then go back. So it's, and then we go. And now here's where that little bass run comes in. It's just a quick hammer on from the 10 to the 12 on the D string. 10, 12, 10, 8, 10. And then 6, 7, 8, another lick. That's 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10. And then that again, and then the last lick is another double stop. But you're only hammering down on the 10th fret of the B string there. Then you do like we did the first time. Okay, so we got the first one is that's the whole outro. So that's it for the Wind Cries Mary. That's all the parts. Solo is really pretty obtainable solo, especially for Hendrix. But just take it a bar at a time.